Oh, that's right. Let me check here. I got us on the radio. I've got us on Facebook Live. I've got our guest on the phone here this morning. I am here with Representative Ralph Norman, who is in the hunt for the governorship for the great state of South Carolina on a call-in interview. How are you doing, Ralph Norman, here this morning?
Well, I am doing great, particularly as I'm on your show, and I look forward to being with you and appreciate all that you do for the people of this great state of South Carolina and Greenwood.
Well, thank you. Thank you. So, question. You are here with us to talk about your running for the governor. Why, why you've been serving in Washington. Why now do you want to make the run for governor for South Carolina?
Well, and, I enjoyed Congress. I had been there, was elected in the middle of 2017. And, with Trump, things were going great. The country is on the right track. Do we have challenges? Yes, but we were meeting those challenges. But in South Carolina, when I saw who was running, I said, I cannot turn this state over to what will be the next CEO for 4 years, and I would say 8 years. So it's a consequential election that they need a businessman to run this state. They need somebody that's a fiscal conservative. They need somebody that has got a track record of doing just what I'm saying. And I do. And so that's why I decided to leave a perfectly safe seat in Congress to run for governor.
Well, being in Washington, D.C. is not without its consequences. It has been a rough and tumble since Trump took office again. It certainly has been wild up there.
Yeah, and the people do not deserve what's happening right now with the Democrats holding this country hostage just because they want to disband and disable ICE agents who are true patriots, who are trying to get criminals out of the country that Joe Biden let in for 4 straight years. And what they're doing is criminal, and the public deserves better than this.
So you've been talking about cleaning up Columbia. That's a very strong message. When you say that, what specifically do you believe is broken right now? And don't tell me everything. And what would be the two-part question? And what would be the first thing you would tackle if elected?
First of all, the corruption, the waste, fraud, and abuse, as it is in D.C., it's the same thing in Columbia, South Carolina. We have a 88-seat majority of Republicans and 36 Democrats in the House and a supermajority in the Senate. Yet the corruption and the waste, fraud, and abuse is, with this Republican majority, growing government over the last 3 years, 45%, electing judges by trial lawyers who are cutting criminals loose, and basically neglecting the infrastructure of this great state, namely our roads and bridges, which are falling apart. Now, how are we going to fix that? Mm-hmm. I'm going to put up a term limit bill day one that's going to get career politicians out of office after a certain period of time. And it's an 80-20 issue. And the way I'm going to do it is I will do each of the things that I'm telling you about is using the line item veto, using the veto, and then more importantly, going to cities and counties and making the case of why we need this done now more than ever in South Carolina. We have got to preserve our Southern heritage. We've got to have controlled growth, and it's just not happening, and I can make that happen.
One of the things, Ralph, and we're speaking with Representative Ralph Norman on his hunt to become the next governor for the great state of South Carolina. One of the things that is an issue is basically the governor's office is the weakest link in our state structure. The legislature seems to hold all the cards. How would you work with that legislature to get them to work with you?
Well, it's, I hear that all the time, that it's a weak form of government. But when have you seen the governor get out among the people and make the case for why certain bills ought to pass.
I haven't.
I will do that, and it just hadn't been there. When have you seen an executive budget that has been a lean budget and has not grown government? I haven't seen it. The fact that, and I'll just give you another example, to give away $1.2 billion to a Scout Motor firm that moved its headquarters to Charlotte, North Carolina,
Yes,
makes my blood run hot. Politicians allowed that. And I guess to sum it up, they're going to have to work with me. And if not, we're going to have a discussion, and I'm going to let the people know what they're doing behind the scenes. And I'm sick and tired of politicians running to get elected as Republicans, and they preach around election time, less government, less taxes, less regulations, and then they vote and spend your money like drunken sailors. I'm tired of it. And I will my record shows that I do what I say, and is no different here.
Well, I think that would be great to see. So what you're saying is that you are going to get out amongst the people and force the people to get to the legislatures by just making a noise that is unbelievable, so they have to work with you.
Well, yes, because what I'm saying is common sense. When can you let your infrastructure of anything go? Like your house. If you let the foundation crumble, you no longer have a house. Like a car, if you let your motor run hot, if you don't maintain it, you lose your car. We're talking about a state that is losing its infrastructure. Try driving these roads in South Carolina.
Exactly.
You got 1,000 bridges that are about to fall. I'm tired of it. And I just, if I can't sell that, then, they can deal with me in 4 years. But we're making a case for how important this election is, not because of I'm running, but because you're making a decision to go with one person who basically determines the agenda of the state, that one person who makes the calls on so many boards and commissions. And I'm just different than the rest, and that's what sets me apart than any of the others running. They can say all this stuff, but where's the record? I don't see it.
You make me think of that Wendy's commercial. Where's the beef?
It's funny you said that. That was going to be my next. That was going to be my next line. I've heard word salad, but where is the beef?
That's pretty funny.
It's not there. There's no beef.
Oh, that's great. All right. So, this is off my topic here, but the state was recently looking at actually suspending the gas tax for 30 days with a potential 60 days. Where would you have stood on that? They did not do it. Where would you have stood on that?
I'm going to cut the taxes all over the state, but I'm first going to do a forensic accounting of every agency, and it's irresponsible for any politician, particularly the one that said, I'm going to do away with taxes the first 100 days. Well, where are you going to cut the spending? I mean, we don't have an income problem. We got a spending problem in this state. And so I will show the people, the taxpayers, what things are going to have to go, and then I'll cut the taxes. But I would argue that in South Carolina, we're paying taxes every day when we pay those high insurance premiums. We're paying taxes every day when we pay those high electricity rates. And so when's it going to stop? And so I'm the only one that's got the record of doing it since I've been in Washington and the short time I was in the state legislature. The others just do not. And they haven't used their particular office to indicate that they have any interest in it.
Right. Well, I thought that was interesting to help the folks out with suspending the gas tax for 30 days, and I was curious where you stood on that. Well,
we've got to figure out, once we look at the agency, the Department of Transportation, how much is really going for asphalt and fixing roads versus bureaucracy. I won't know that until I get the accounting back. And I'm not one that just does it to have a booklet to put on the shelf. I'm going to utilize it. We're going to bid out the services for the accounting. We'll go with a great firm. And at the end of the day, I know where the money's going, because I don't want to spend the taxpayers' money unless I know exactly where it's going.
Sure.
I see that too much in Washington, D.C.
Sure. Okay. Moving on. You've built your reputation as a fiscal conservative, cutting spending, pushing for efficiency. How does that translate from Washington to managing the state of South Carolina? I think we pretty much covered that one here this morning. So your term limits, how are you going to get them to go to term limits? This is a question, because every politician I've ever talked to has always told me this one quote: the people have the power of making that decision by not electing them. And so I've never actually heard somebody, oh yeah, we can make this happen. How can you make it happen, Ralph?
Well, two things. I would argue that with the money in politics today, the incumbent has a tremendous advantage. Mm-hmm. And government never was meant for people to go to get elected and live off government. Go home and live under some of these laws that you passed. Now, how am I going to make it happen?
Yes.
I'm going to put up a bill, and we're going to have a certain amount of time that we'll propose, and I will let it go through committee. But I'm not going to let it die. I will then take to the bully pulpit, we the people, and sell it. And those who vote against it, then they'll have to explain that to their constituents, and more importantly, to those who are funding their campaigns. Because what I found out, a lot of people don't understand what the representative is doing behind the scenes. I mean, my record that as I voted behind the scenes is conservatism through and through. I mean, that's how I had the ratings with that I do with all conservative groups, from the Heritage Foundation, to the Club for Growth, from Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA. And all that to say is I'll implement that in South Carolina. And the one word that I will say that I will put into practice, you've got to be accountable. And we will make the politicians accountable. And I'm not saying this is going to be easy. I'm just saying that I'm not one of these who around election time is saying something just to get elected and then just let it die. I firmly believe if we're going to save this state and save this country, you got to get politicians out of office, because it just hasn't worked here. And it hasn't worked nationally either. And I put it up every year, and it's been struck down, or people have some reason to object to it. But bottom line, they're promoting their self-interest. And I see how it happens, that people want to just stay and live off the government. But it's not how the Constitution was set up. And I'm just going to put it before the people, and it will not die. And everything I'm telling you on your radio show today will be in my State of the State when I take office. Absolutely.
So now let's move on to another topic, because this one really bothered me. You want to, and it's not a topic that's actually talked a lot about, but one of your proposals that stands out particularly to me when we just went through the judicial, where John Few is stepping down. Jay Lucas tried to ascend, and John Few stepped down. What are we going to do about the judicial end of our Constitution here? How can we make this judicial more balanced and more fair? To get more judges, on the court.
Well, the secret is get more conservative judges. I mean, we're one of two states that elect judges where you have lawyers, for the most part, through the Judicial Merit Selection Committee, picking the very judges that they're appearing before. How is that different than letting Clemson and Carolina pick their own referees? You don't let that happen. So I'm in favor of a hybrid method of letting the governor potentially appoint the Supreme Court, but even above that, the right way to do it is let the people elect them. And the big thing is have them so you can, if they turncoat and turn into liberals once they get on the bench, can vote them out of office. Now, that's going to take some work, and that's going to take you're going to have some guidelines on funding. who funds judges because crony capitalism would sweep in. But Florida, with the census, has got a pretty good method. Other states have that I would come up with a system that works, but mainly get it out of the hands of lawyer politicians who have a conflict of interest, pure and simple.
Oh my God, you would let us vote for who the judges would be?
I'll let the judges make their case before the people. I'll have limits on what money could do, because you're having, with the high cost of running for office, you get those powers, those companies exercising crony capitalism and putting their people in office to get our money. And that will have to be dealt with. But it can be done. If we can put a man on the moon, I think we can find a way to elect judges that's a lot fairer than what we've got now.
Exactly. Why should we, the people, like in Greenwood County, why should the people care about how judges are elected, whether through the legislature or through elections?
What we, the people, need to know is that ask any law enforcement officer. He can give you an example of criminals that they've locked up that have been cut loose. Now you say, well, that's laws. I get that, but judges have a lot of leeway to interpret the law as they do, and it just hasn't worked. And it's, again, if only 2 states do this, Virginia being the other one, pick judges like this, it shows you the 48 states are either all wrong or something else is working in South Carolina, and the lawyers have just controlled it here, and the money train that exists with it, and I'm tired of it.
I understand. So, you supported Nikki Haley. In fact, I think I first met you when you were here with former Governor Nikki Haley here in the state when she came to Greenwood. She's shown a lot of support for you. How important are those relationships as you build your campaign for governor?
Well, it's very important. I'm loyal. My wife and I have known Nikki since we were both elected in 2005. And if you roll back the clock, the thoughts of having a Joe Biden or ultimately a Kamala Harris in office was not an option to me. Nikki has proven to be a vote getter. She's proven to be popular in the state, and I think she did a good job. Now, has Trump done a great job? Yes. And I'm one of these who pretty much tell you what I'm going to do, and I told that to President Trump before I endorsed Nikki, and I told him afterward that I was coming on board. So I like the conservatism that Trump has exhibited, and what he's done for the country is great. But Nikki was a good candidate, is a good candidate, and she will be heard from again as well.
So, will she be out on the campaign trail with you, Ralph?
She has been helping me. Nikki's a busy girl right now. She's on boards and commissions, and yes, she's been with me on several occasions and will continue to be as we go into the last 70 days of the campaign.
That sounds great. Now, we just had a question come in on Facebook Live, and she's one of my Supremo texters here. She says, if he is elected, will he be diligent in returning phone calls and answering his constituent questions and addressing their concerns?
Yes, and the reason I've been elected by 62% of my district is we return calls, we go to work. I don't solve every problem, but I don't care where you live or what problem, we try to solve it. And all of our people do return calls, and we will continue to do that and serve the public.
Okay. I just wanted to get that. She gets pet peeved about people that don't return calls or have their people, not them personally, but have their people return the calls. What do you think people in communities like Greenwood want most right now from their next governor? What are you seeing out there on the trail that makes you say, aha, this is an aha moment. I need to work with the people and make sure this happens if elected governor?
Well, I see it and feel it because it started back in July 27th of last year when I announced. You never know, are you going to have 50 people at your announcement, or are you going to have 100 or 150? We had 1,100 people, and it was just, I didn't know that many people that drove for a lot of miles to come. It's just conservatism. And if you look at my record, I back up everything that I'm telling you this morning. And there's just a appetite for reducing government, making things affordable, which so many are not affordable now. And they know I'm the candidate that can do it. That's why the support is building, and I just feel the momentum now more than ever.
Okay. All right. And let's see. Keeping on moving here. And what do you think voters misunderstand about you, Ralph? There's a good one.
What do they misunderstand about Ralph Norman? Well, in politics, you hear all kind of descriptions of you. I've heard far right wing. I've heard immovable. That I've got all the answers. No, I just believe in limited government. I believe you ought to do what you say. And I think that business running South Carolina is a business, and you need business people who have made money and lost money. And politicians typically have not been from the private sector, and that's one of the main problems that we have. I will recruit business people to run government and to do a job. And not only will I recruit them to run for office, I'm going to put them on boards and commissions. I'm not going to let these flim-flam artists who pose as know-it-alls who have never had a real job in their life on a board and commission. We're going to put people who have gone to work, and that's how the state was set up, and that's what I firmly believe. And, I've got 40 years of experience running a successful business. The others cannot say that.
Okay. There are some business people in the group, though, that are running for election to the governor's office.
Yeah, but look at the background. Look at what they've done.
Okay, all right. We won't get into that any further. But there are some other businessmen, business people in the election. So as we get, we're going to have to wind this up, I guess, in a few minutes. But what do you think for someone who's still undecided in this race? Why should they give Ralph Norman a serious look?
The reason they ought to look at Ralph Norman and look at the record that I've gotten, which is second to none. I believe the money is we the people's money. It's not politicians' money. I will take hard stands to protect the Southern heritage that we have here in South Carolina. I'm not going to give it away. And we've got if we don't elect the right CEO, we're going to be just like a California that is the dredges now of what states should be. It was once a prosperous state under conservative leadership of Ronald Reagan. Now, look at it. South Carolina's at a pivotal point. I will control the growth. I don't think I believe in quality growth, but I'm going to fix the main things that need to be fixed. And our infrastructure rates at the top of the list, just like our judicial system, which affects our safety, and just like our education system is another thing. Why are we going to be 41st and 42nd? I will put South Carolina first, and not everybody's going to agree with everything I say, but I don't agree with myself sometimes and get in arguments sometimes. But I'm excited. I'm excited about what we can do. And, I'll let the people decide. I'm either going home, which I'm perfectly fine to, back to my business, or I'll be governor of South Carolina, and let the people decide.
So you argue with yourself, Ralph. That's what you're telling us. I like this. Yes, I do the same thing.
And I have to hold myself accountable.
That sounds great. Well, let's see. One other question popped up in my brain, but I don't know if I can remember it now. I guess the other side of my brain was doing the controlling here this morning. So I want to give you just a couple of seconds, a minute here just to tell us again what people should expect from you. I know what it was. How do you get to spend the spending when we just have, and we have such healthy reserves, and yet we're not going after things like the roads? How can you? Would you, because this has been one of the questions I have actually posed, Would you see about, I'm always told that the problem with the roads is there aren't enough paving companies out there to get the job done or road crews to get the job done. How could you solve that problem, or do you believe that's really the problem?
Well, we've got to have competitive bidding. Competition breeds excellence, and I will bring in competition, and we'll see how many paving contractors there are out there. But when I get into it, but that's what an audit will bring. But no, what I bring to the table is a true conservative who believes that the power belongs in the people. And that's just not a statement to me. It's a truth that I believe in to my core, and South Carolina is such a great state, and I'm not giving it away to outside firms like they did for Scout. I will not. You say that we got reserves. Well, if you looked at Santee Cooper, they're $9 billion in debt, $9 billion, and we don't have that many reserves. And I will look at every agency and every reserve and put it in the right place, which is just what I mentioned to you with infrastructure, education, and in our judicial system.
Yes, and then Scout actually needs more money or is looking for more money because of some of the boondoggles in the getting this thing built. So it's a real issue for the state. I concur with you there. Well, Ralph, this has been absolutely delightful to have you on the air with us this morning. I will be there at the debate in Newberry. I understand you're going to be there for that one too.
I will.
All right. We'll look forward to seeing you then. Thank you so much for coming on this morning, Congressman Ralph Norman, in the hunt to be the next governor for the great state of South Carolina. Hope you'll come back on with us during this whole election primary period, and hope we can get you in studio too.
I look forward to doing it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ralph Norman. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, that was Ralph Norman with us right here. He's looking for the beef right here in South Carolina. Anyways, I am Ann Eller, and we have another guest coming up. I didn't actually spill the beans on that, but I did have another guest. You know, Lander is on the hunt for the national championship of their seed here, and we are going to have, in just a moment, we are going to have, who are we going to have? Brian Reece is going to be with us here in just a moment. So Brian Reece, of course, is the athletic director of Lander University, and so we're going to have him on for just a second. I think what we should do is take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right with it here this morning. So let's see if I can find you some commercials here. What'd you think of the interview here this morning with Ralph Norman? We had some good participation here. Glad to have you on the air with us here this morning. Love getting your input here. So let's see, where are my ads? So we can play some ads and that we can take it away. So this is where we're at. Let's hear an ad. Oops.
Reading with the Greenwood YMCA's Children's Book Drive. Donate a brand new children's book and help support youth development programs in our community. And here's the best part. New members pay a $0 joiner's fee. That's right. Bring in a new children's book during the month of March and we'll waive the joiner's fee. Already a member? Donate a book and receive a special bookmark plus entry into a drawing for a free gift. Help us celebrate reading, learning, and community all month long. Visit the Greenwood YMCA today and help put a great book into a child's hands. The Why. There's no place like this place.
Have a favorite blizzard from Dairy Queen? Did you know you can make it into a Dairy Queen blizzard cake?
DQ. Happy tastes good.
Make every occasion special with a blizzard cake only from your local Dairy Queen on the 72 bypass. Order one today.
DQ. Happy tastes good.
So make your next occasion extra special with your favorite blizzard as a cake. Only from Dairy Queen.
DQ. Happy tastes good.
We're back. with our 6th annual Hodges Outdoor Spring Festival. I'm Tammy Baber with Hodges Cokesbury Fire Department, inviting you to save the dates April 24th and 25th. Friday night, enjoy classic country with Kyle Lantone and the Stormfront Band. Saturday morning, let's kick it off for the kids with our Foam Frenzy from 11 to 1. Come out and enjoy the fun. Ride, taste, shop, and stay for the great sounds of Motown as we welcome back Odyssey Band and Show. Join us for free family fun. See you in Hodges, and a huge thanks to our stage sponsor, the Fun Factory. Interested in sponsorship opportunities? Call me, Tammy Baber, 864-505-9911. Oh, don't forget the big bonus day for rides, Sunday, April 26th from 1 to 6.
Oh, that's right. We're right back here. I'm Ann Eller, and many years ago, we were just discussing it. 9 years ago, Brian Reece came to me, and we talked about this idea of a ball drop.
That's right.
Yeah, remember that?
A long time ago.
Yeah.
It was.
So that was pretty fun, and you said at the time that you were going to shake things up over there at Lander with Dr. Constantino, and I would have to say, Brian Reece, you certainly have over there. Wow, it's been quite a ride, hasn't it?
It has. So, like I said, we started in January of 2017. Coming from Presbyterian, where I was the athletic director. And we started with, I think it was 10 teams, 218 student athletes, 2,100 regular students across campus. Now we're up to, I think it's 27 teams, 5 club teams, a couple of developmental teams. Comes out to be, I think before the fall started, we were right about 800 student athletes. And now we're about 4,600 across campus, 4,500, and so that's just phenomenal growth. And the thing that's awesome about this is, if you look at Division II as a whole, most of the time the student athletes make up a huge piece of that enrollment. But the thing that's been great, what we've been able to do, we've been able to grow athletics and the regular and the university. So I think we're only about 15% of student athletes are part of the population. So that's unheard of in Division II, and there's only a handful of schools like that. The other way, a lot of them are like 70-80% student athlete, and even some as high as 90, and that's just not a good model. I think we got a great model. We got the president.
You've added a lot of teams in
we
there
have, yeah, we have,
that were
yeah.
not part of Lander
No,
just before you came. What were some of the teams
Correct.
you've added?
So we added men's and women's lacrosse. We added wrestling. We've added acro and tumbling. We've added men's and women's rugby. They've come over in our thing. We've added bass fishing. Bass fishing. When I say added, they were part of the. They were on the student affairs side, but then we brought them into athletics, and it's really. Then we got esports. Esports is blowing up. They're doing great. Bass fishing is incredible. Everybody cheering, dance.
And
yes.
You've had some good championship.
We've won wrestling. We're pretty much I think we finished 5th this year. We've had a 3-time national champion in David Hunsberger. The last, I think it's been for wrestling. I think we finished 2nd national runner-up, third place and 5th place.
I mean, the bottom line is a lot of emphasis and a lot of exposure.
It has, yeah, no question. And this weekend, with the men's basketball team making it to the NCAA Division II Men's Basketball Championship, it's on CBS nationally. So from coast to coast, during that time slot, we're the only thing on going on CBS. So it's really, really, truly amazing that Lander in Greenwood, South Carolina is going to be literally for 2 hours, Atlanta's going to be, from coast to coast. I mean, it's almost like Alabama Auburn football game type, or Michigan Ohio State football. That much coverage it's just absolutely insane. But we're ready for it. I think coach has got the team ready. The team's fantastic. Knock on wood, we're pretty healthy too. So, we'll see what happens. It's we're playing Gannon University in Erie, Pennsylvania. They're a very good team. Everybody at this level now, the Elite Eight, it's a whole different ballgame. You don't see talent like that each week, but it's a pretty special place we're in right now.
So how did Lander get this good a team put together?
I think a lot of it is really, a lot of the credit goes to Coach Wattad and his staff. Coach Wattad, or we call it Omar Wattad. I think he's been here 5-6 years, and there's just been steady progress. And really, we thought maybe last year would have been the year, but we had a couple key injuries, and but everybody came back. Coach Omar is great at recruiting. His staff is unbelievable at recruiting, and more importantly, he's fantastic at eye and talent and eye and basketball. We talk about it all the time, basketball IQ, and our team has tremendous basketball IQ where they know where people are going to be, and it's a lot of it. I say 99.8% of it's got to go to him. My job as AD is just to help get him the resources that he needs. We're not going to have everything, of course, but the stuff that we really think that can help us, that's the stuff that we really kind of focus on and get it for him. So it's paid off this year. So
off this year. So, what effect will this have on Lander? Even if they don't win, even if they don't win.
I think the biggest thing, what could happen is, I think there's a lot of high school kids that love watching basketball in tournament time, male and female, and just the word Lander, the word Gannon is going to be big. But Lander, I think if that one kid goes on a website and looks, hey, I'm going to look at Lander, I've never seen it. At least they're on the website, and they're going to check things out and see. And then they're going to compare us to, okay, well, let me look at Gannon. Wow, Gannon's up in Erie, Pennsylvania. We're in Greenwood, South Carolina. The weather's great. A whole lot cheaper to come to Lander. And they're seeing, a great atmosphere, as well. And got great, a great student body that loves their Bearcats, and I think that's going to be the biggest thing is going to be introducing a lot of people to Lander that's never known anything about Lander.
So you better get ready for the onslaught.
Yes, we hope we are. We're ready. We're ready for that. Admissions is ready. Everybody on campus is. So.
That's great.
Yep.
So the game that they won, that was pretty nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it was. It was, sure. So
tell us a little bit about that, because a lot of people weren't aware of it.
So there was 2 games that we had to win in Pittsburgh. So we beat Anderson. We went to the regional in Anderson, South Carolina. Played at Anderson and beat Lenore-Ryan to get into the Elite Eight. Elite Eight is a huge, huge deal. So our first game was against Damon. Damon was like 33-1 this year. Really physical team, and we played them I think it was last Wednesday, and was real physical. That was a damn slugfest there. That was something. That was an extremely physical game, and then we finally got pulled ahead and beat them. Then the national semifinal game, when we played Nova Southeastern. Nova Southeastern's won 2 of the last 3 Division II national champions. I think they're right above Miami. Okay. So they're a great team, a phenomenal head coach. A lot of success. I want to say even 3 out of the last 5 national champions they won. They were also like 33-1 when we played them. So we beat 2 teams with a combined record of like 66, 67-2. And that's unbelievable. We were a 5th seed. We beat a 4th seed, and we beat the number 1 seed. And I'm sorry, I think it was 4. And then we're Yeah, I think that's correct. I could be off. But now we're playing, now we're in the national championship game.
Do you ascribe anything to the idea for athletics that it always comes down to the team or individual that wants it the most?
Well, yes and no, and I think Coach Omar, we talk about, he talks about this all the time with the team, is who's going to be the first one to blink, and in this run that we've had and all season, we haven't blinked once, and I think that's kind of goes to his mentality, how tough we are. We are a very tough team. But I think also, too, we're a loose team. I tell you, and I love our men's basketball team, not just because they're winning. I mean, that's awesome. That's a sidekick. But I tell you, when they are all together, they are hooting and hollering on each other. They are laughing, having a great time. I think they play really loose. But then when they need to, they'll, hey, okay, we're not blinking here. Let's go. And but it's just such a great team, and I think that's all part of it. We got awesome chemistry, and I think Coach Omar can get on a kid, and the kid's not going to take it personal, and he's going to actually benefit from that. And I don't think we have any of those, that type of stuff on this team, and it's just pretty amazing. The other thing too is really how you act when nobody's watching you. So I was in Pittsburgh for 5 days with them and getting ready for another 4 or 5 days with them. But our student athletes, our basketball team, when a server gives them their plate, they're always saying thank you. They're always saying thank you when they leave. They really appreciate what they have and what they're going through. So, I can't, I wish tomorrow was Sunday. Well, but I'm more happy for them, for the student athletes and the coaching staff, because they really, really busted it all year, worked extremely hard to get where they're at. Everything else is secondary.
So you're not here to take the glory. Is that what you're telling us, Brian?
No. You don't want me to play basketball.
You're a little short.
Yeah, I am. I'm a short guy that can't jump, can't shoot. And that's what I love about it. I love being behind the scenes. I love getting them what they need, and then just watching, watching their success. And that's really what we should be doing anyways. So.
Now, how many seniors are on the team?
Oh, gosh. I should have asked that question. I want to say about 4 or 5.
I mean, is it going to affect next year?
Yeah, it will. It will. And we're going to lose some key, we'll lose some key players with that. But, the way basketball is now and how good Omar is at, working through that transfer portal, and eye and talent and eye in that high-level basketball IQ. He is really, really good at that, and that's kind of a lost art. He doesn't really believe in that, what you see now, what we call plug and play in the business, where you just go find a kid, plug him in that spot, and don't coach him up, don't do anything like that. Omar is still a big believer in developing kids, not just on the court but off the court as well, and that's why.
So he's more old school.
Yeah, but he's a young guy, but he's got that old school mentality, because he was a very, very gritty player, and he coached with and played for some really good coaches that were like that. So he kind of has that style as well. You can see him on the sideline sometimes. He acts like you can see him act. His player side of him is coming out, and then a minute later his head coaching side's coming out. So.
Well, that is terrific. Who are there? Are there any particular? If people are watching the game now, what time is the game?
Yep, the game is 1:00. Okay, on CBS, I think that's Channel 7. Check your local listing. If you're traveling, everybody's got CBS, but if you're in the car or something, you can also go on the Paramount Plus network and get a subscription or whatever, or maybe it's a one-game fee type deal to go there. If you want to come to the game, just let me know, and I can shoot you where you need to go. Everything with tickets now, it's all digital, so it's a little tricky to. We don't. There's really no need to buy big blocks of tickets, anymore. You just kind of direct the people to that site, and then when that site's full, that's it's done. Yeah. So it's easier, but I kind of still like the hard ticket where you can give a guy, hey, here's your two tickets.
I know. I
deal.
agree.
Yep.
Yeah, and it makes it so hard for those that aren't
Right.
computer savvy.
Correct. Well,
Yes.
exactly, and that's the part that's tough. We got really good players. If you're watching the game on Sunday, I think you keep an eye on number one, Antoine Weber. He's kind of plays guard. Tommy Moore's our point guard as well. He's number 3. A forward, Jake Trangone. He's amazing. He's a scrapper.
What's a scrapper?
Yeah, just
Wait,
getting
come on,
at
what's
it.
a scrapper?
He's going after loose balls. He is, getting on the floor, battling rebounds and so forth. Another forward that's big for us is number 5, Navon Mays. He hits some huge threes in this Elite 8 run. And freshman of the year, number 10, Jacob Daniels. He is fun to watch. He's kind of our starting point guard. He's an incredible player. Got number 11, Bobby Crawford Jr. in the center. And he's everybody's just playing so great. And then the guy who's kind of the guy who's getting a lot of credit right now is Grayson Pritzel, number 12. He hits the three-point bombs like you wouldn't believe. And number 23, Dylan Canaville. He's battles hard on the boards and stuff. We're just so physical. We're tough. And nothing,
You're not at all excited about this team right now.
Exactly.
You're just showing not enough enthusiasm.
Yeah, right. And but I mean, we can take it inside. We can shoot outside. We can, we'll battle for rebounds, and so I think it's the matchup's a good matchup. So we'll see.
So what should people be watching from the other team, though?
Oh, the other team, they play just like Nova Southeastern, the team that we beat the other night. So that head coach there is part of what we call a coaching tree. It's excuse me, the head coach at Nova Southeastern, who's there right now. This was one of his former assistants, and so he is just like the Nova Southeastern coach. They were awful, and then 1 year later, they won like 30 games because of this offense they're running. So it's going to be good.
So you all are aware.
Yep.
Now the team. Let's see. The team came in Saturday night.
We
Big wind up. Everybody
Right.
was there. That was pretty cool.
Yep, it was, and the bus pulled in. Our students were cheering. Even on Friday, when we were playing, they had a big student watch party at the pool, the new pool that we put in, and it was so cool how the administration did that.
Are they doing anything like that?
Yeah, they are. They're still they're going to do the same thing on, or they may put it in the arena, or they're going to be putting it on the where the stage is, the auditorium.
Oh, okay.
So, and then
we are
going to have
yes,
I think
anybody
you can.
can come?
Yeah. And I think just watch for those announcements coming forward. And then also too on we're having a wishing the team off party, or at 1:30 at the in front of the arena. The team's going to come out about 1:45 and get on the road and head to Indianapolis.
And that's tomorrow, isn't it?
That's tomorrow.
Tomorrow's
Correct.
Wednesday.
Yep.
Wednesday. Okay. And this afternoon, a big media buzz. I'm
Yep,
telling
it
you
is
what, this is huge.
It is from 2 to 2:30. We're kind of having the local media, and I think we also have some other media coming outside the local area.
OMG.
Yeah, yep, exactly. Coming in, and we'll be talking with our players and coaches and all that kind of stuff.
This is exciting.
It is.
This is exciting.
Yep.
What is Dr. Cosentino saying?
Oh, I tell you, he's our biggest cheerleader. He was in Pittsburgh. He went to the regional championship game. Went to was here for the our our Peach Belt Conference tournament. We won that. We won regular season. We won the tournament. We won the regional. And we won the. Now we're in the national championship game, and Dr. Costantino's been there from from the get-go. So we were both looking at each other and during that Nova Southeastern game and just saying, gosh, I don't know how we can't take this much longer. So I mean, it was so up and down and tough, and the games were but the key. The only regret I have is that I wish we weren't playing on Easter Sunday. That's a tough thing, and it's such a tough turnaround. You play on Friday, and then usually everybody's got plans already for Easter Sunday. If it was a Friday, if it was the Saturday before, or the Monday after, I think we would have a pretty good crowd up there. I think still we're going to have a good crowd. I think we're having a couple of student buses going up.
Wow.
So which is great, and
this is an opportunity. That doesn't really matter when it is, because this is such a great opportunity.
Correct. It is. No, it's unbelievable, and our kids are showing up for it. I think we had close to 300 kids that drove up to Anderson, and for the Southeastern Regional, and fortunately it was close by, and they
showed up.
Yeah, they did, and they were making all kinds of noise and cheering, and they were doing that all year long too. So there's a really a good bond between men's basketball and a lot of other student groups on campus that have that, and the men's basketball team has embraced them as well. So
one of the things I want to mention is how involved your athletic teams are in the community, like with the trash pickups and everything.
Yeah, so we started that 2 years ago, and I'll be honest with you, I kind of I really like that. How that started was our men's lacrosse team started doing it. And then, and I says, heck, Tony Lepore, who's our great men's lacrosse coach, he started it, and then he said, Brian, this may not be a bad idea to do. And next thing you know, so we got with Tara Smith and then Brandon Smith, the mayor, and we just kind of figured out. So how we do it is we do it twice a year. In the fall, it's our winter and spring teams because they're not in season. And then in the spring, it's our fall sports because they're not in season. And so the amount of trash we pick up is crazy. Is crazy.
I know.
But also too, it's one of those things that once you get done looking at one particular road that we were responsible for, wow, it's like a night and day difference. And so. We're going to keep continuing to do that.
I think one of the things that it does, it brings that sense of community to our area and brings Lander into the community, which is an important part of this.
Correct. Yeah, and I agree. And Jamie Wilson, who's my associate AD for student athlete success, she kind of oversees that. She's done a tremendous job with that. And that's just one of the many things. A lot of teams do their own stuff also, but that trash pickups is a big department-wide thing that everybody has to participate in. We're going to schools a lot to read. We're going to first day of class, first day of school. We're going to schools to cheer kids on.
That's really important.
Yeah, and everybody does that. So, but it's neat, and those people come watch our student athletes play. So,
absolutely.
Well,
nice. I think all this is terrific. It is. This is really one of those dances that you got to say, you got to remember it forever.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
And because there's so many, you figure, I forgot there's 300 and something Division II schools with basketball teams. And really, there's only going to be one national champion for it. And if you look at that all across all the sports, there's not many teams that get in this each year. There's careers where nobody's won a national championship, and we're playing in one with an opportunity to get one. So it's awesome.
Now, one last question. How do you prepare a team for all the hoopla that's going to be happening?
Yeah, so that's the other thing that Coach Omar does a great job. We just finished the itinerary this morning, and really what it is it's Coach telling them, okay, some of the stuff that we're going to be doing now is going to be a little bit different because we have to, because the stage is higher now. We're
Right.
playing on national stage. So so the key thing you got to remember is that they still got to practice. They still got to get things done. And sometimes that's the hard part, telling people, no, hey, we can't do it this time because they're practicing. And, also, too, they got to get to class in the morning. They've missed a good bit of class. And, and we're going to continue going to class, when we can. So when we got back, they're back in class, and then they leave tomorrow. So.
Yeah, I just think you could have the tendency for the big head.
Oh yeah, you can, and I'll tell you, and Coach Omar won't let that happen. So he'll bring them down to earth quickly.
Well, I just wondered, because how do you keep your feet on the ground when you're floating about 12 inches off the ground?
Exactly. Yeah.
And if you're going to win that tournament, you got to keep your head down keep playing the game.
Yep. Keep your head down, feet moving.
Yeah, that's right.
So.
Well, Brian Reece, I really appreciate you taking the time here with us today.
I don't think I've ever turned down an invitation from you.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And this afternoon, 1:30, if people want to come out, they can come out, I guess.
1:30 Wednesday tomorrow for
the media.
Only if you got to sign in for the media piece. Okay, 1:30 tomorrow is when people start getting together in front of the arena, and then the teams leave about 1:45, 2 o'clock.
Well, I hope everybody in Greenwood will be there for the send-off Wednesday afternoon.
Right, 1:30.
And then on Sunday, Easter Sunday, have your lunch a little early.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Or bring the TV into the Easter table, I guess.
Exactly. And that's at 1 o'clock on CBS. So 1 o'clock Easter Sunday on CBS.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
It is awesome. This has been a power-packed morning for me right here on WCRS. I am going to give it up here this morning. I've got, Lindsey Graham is going to be at Howard's today, and I'm going to be there. So we'll be talking a little politics in the morning. And this afternoon, Piedmont Tech, Rusty Denning, and Russell Martin will be here talking about all the big projects that they have going on. Now, Lander's got a lot of projects going on. We haven't talked about that, but we're going to be talking about Piedmont Tech this afternoon. So that is going to do it for me. Put the curtain down and cue the music. And, yes, cue the music. And I will be back this afternoon at 5 o'clock right here on WCRS Radio. Take it away.